Hello, and thank you so much for tuning in to yet another week of Hot and Bothered.
It's very aggressive energy.
Hi, mamas. Hi, pretties.
Sit back,
I know. Hold
get
on. I wanted a little
adjusted, take a
Cipadina. I
breath.
wanted a little Cipadina McGina. Okay, here we are.
Hi.
Hey, welcome back to Hot and Bothered. I'm Chris Bruno,
I'm Cedar Sham,
and on this podcast, we talk about everything that we find hot as fuck.
and everything that bothers the shit out of us. Lighten up a little bit.
I know. I just got so serious. I
I
don't know what's in
know.
the air. I haven't been
Well,
serious all day.
we've been serious since you arrived.
Okay, we're on a time crunch today because we're answering questions.
Okay, yeah, we did a Q&A on our Instagram stories.
Mhm.
We love when you guys submit questions. We are going to save them to the end and hope that they don't take us 5 hours like they usually do. Chris and I do this every week when we're selecting questions. We always say, "We can answer that so quick." And then we spend at least 10 minutes on each question.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, we're anticipating to have to save time for that. And outside of that, is there anything going on of note this week that we need to talk about? Chris just turned 42.
I just turned 39. Thank you guys so much for all the gorgeous little birthday wishes. That was really sweet. Cedar got me a chocolate cake. I just binge ate, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna regret my whole life tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was a low key, gorge little moment. Didn't really do
Adorbs.
anything, and that's it. No one knew it was my birthday besides you guys, so love you.
Mm-hmm.
And that was about it. Everyone kind of forgot about me this year, and I actually didn't mind it.
Sometimes that's nice for a
I
birthday.
literally didn't want anyone to know.
I don't like it when people put pressure on my birthday. I'm like, why are you stressing me out? It's my birthday.
Yeah, like literally on my birthday, my phone was on Do Not Disturb all day.
It's
I
stunning.
was like, I will speak to my grandmothers, and that is the extent of who I'm communicating with, and
Yeah.
that's it.
You want to
I
talk
want to
about
say
it?
something that's really funny, and it's just funny. So on my birthday, I went on a date,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw this guy. When I was on my date, I saw this guy that I've been on a date with, and the guy that I was on a date with saw this guy that was trying to take him out on a date, and I was just like,
Wait. I'm sorry. Hold on. Rewind. Let's give the girls context. If you've been here for a while, Chris was on a date with somebody, and while on this date with somebody, he ran into. Does anybody remember the Chihuahua? If you've been here for a while, you remember the Chihuahua. So Chris, while on a date on his birthday,
I died.
ran into the Chihuahua, who was also on a date.
Mm-hmm.
And the person he was on a date with was somebody who has been trying to date the person that you were on a date with.
Correct. They've never met,
Mm-hmm.
but I was just like, LA is so gross and so small, and I hate gay people. And then I was talking to my friend that I've been on previous dates with, and he like didn't recognize me. I was like, okay, babe. And then the guy that he was on a date with,
Who didn't recognize you?
you know who?
The Chihuahua.
Correct.
Why aren't you saying it? They know who we're talking about. Let's say it.
I don't know. I
Also,
feel
can we
bad saying that.
identify you were on a date with your situationship and the Chihuahua didn't recognize you? Can we say that?
You just said that I'm in a situationship.
And they've known.
No one knows, you guys. But
They all know.
okay, you guys. Okay, do we know? Okay, I'm scared. I'm shaking. I'm sweating. Um, you guys, I'm shaking. Okay, so yeah, I went on a date with my situationship, and what? Yeah, why are we repeating this again?
The Chihuahua was like, he didn't recognize
Yeah,
you.
like I went up to him and gave him a hug, and he was like, "Hey," and then he was like, "Oh my god, I didn't even like realize that was you," and I was like, "Okay."
That's not
I was like,
true.
"Okay," and then I was talking to the like I was like including the guy that he was with in the conversation, but he never introduced me to him. And as I was looking at him, I was like, "Oh my god, this person has like messaged me on Hinge or something, or on I don't even know on one of the apps before." And I was like, "Okay," and I was like, "I've never spoken to him. Like I've just seen him. I don't know what it was." And then when I get back to like the table with my
You can say it.
He was like, oh my fucking god, like I know that guy, like he da 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 da, da. And I was like, this is just funny. Just life is
Mhm.
funny. Gay people
Mhm.
are funny. I'm like, gay people are desperate. Gay people are
Mhm.
so desperate. Anyway,
It's
it was a funny moment for
it's
me.
a shocking and uncomfortable situation when a big city becomes a small world. I've had similar things happen to me, like especially when I lived in New York, and it's just like of all the people,
The thing about living in LA and like I see someone every day. I run into someone every day that I've like met once or twice. Or
right?
like every time I go out to dinner, I see someone and I'm like, this is so fucking crazy that like the
Mhm.
city is legitimately so big and I can even go run an errand without having it in the back of my mind that like I'm going to run into somebody that I know.
Yeah.
Like I used to have like those anxieties like as a kid because I like grew up in a small town. Like, oh my god, if I want to go do this, like I'm gonna, I like, I just don't want to see anyone. Whatever, I don't want to like. I'm gonna run into like my cousin. I'm gonna run into my fucking grandma. I'm gonna run into like 100 people that I go to school with. Like,
Mhm.
but it's getting to that point here in LA where I'm
Yeah.
like, every time I go somewhere, I am going to see someone I know. And honestly, I'm kind of leaning into it. I'm like, hey,
Good.
bitch, like, what's going on? Like, love
Yeah.
you. What's up?
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun. But sometimes I'm like, I just want to be a fucking bum and ignore people and be miserable. But it's not here
You're
nor
also
there.
like hyper aware. I feel like if you just like
Yes.
practice being less aware, it would probably serve
No, but
you.
if I'm out in public, the only thing I'm focused on is like scanning the room to see if I know anyone because I need to see them. I need to clock them before they clock me.
See, I'm so far the opposite. And we've
I
talked
can't.
about
I
this loosely
know.
before.
I
Like,
know.
I'm just like, I'm so tuned into what's in front of me that like I have no idea what's going on
I'm the
around me.
opposite. I can't
And if
focus
it's
on
important
anything.
enough, it will find me.
I don't know if that's like social anxiety. I don't know if that's anxiety. I don't know if that's me being like overly self aware.
It's also kind of like a symptom of LA, also. I feel like, I don't know, because I remember when I went on my first date with Spit in My Mouth Man, we were at San Vicente Bungalows, and I like was so turned off by him because like he's like kind of a clout chaser, dare I
Mm-hmm.
say, and like the whole time we were like having conversation, getting to know each other, I just could like see his eyes shifting, like scanning the room to see who he
That's me
knew,
every time I want to
and it
date.
was a turnoff to me. It was just like, why are you so desperate to like like know what's going on around you and you don't even want to like participate in what's in front of you? Like, why would you go on a date then? Do you know what I'm saying?
I
And
do
like,
know what you're saying because I do
cuz
that.
you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like, for me it was just like, it's not that deep, babe.
I just get anxious.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even get anxious. I get anxious. I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm just super aware of things like that.
Yeah.
And honestly, maybe that's just me manifesting running into someone that I know at this point.
Maybe maybe that's why I don't run into people. It's cuz I just don't think about it. I don't manifest
Well,
it.
you don't see them and they see you.
Mm.
And that's my biggest fear.
But like, also, what is that's a sleigh, like to just be minding your own business, like having a good time and
I know
enjoying
it kind of
yourself, and like
is.
not worried about who the fuck is around you because they don't matter. Like, they don't matter, you know?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay, anyway. So there's no new recent news except for everyone was grilling us because we didn't know that Adam Brody came out with a Netflix special or
Oh, they
show or
were?
something. Yeah, there was something. Adam Brody did something recently, which is
Well,
why
we
he
talked
has
about
been.
that last week and I was like, I don't know
Uh,
why he's been
I
everywhere.
know, and we tried to Google it, and I'm like dumb and like don't know how to use Google, and so like we didn't know, and like people responded to us, and they were like, "Babe, like how do you not know that Adam Brody just came out with like whatever it
I
was
live
that he
under a
did?"
rock. I
No,
don't
I
know
know that's
anything.
what I
I
said. I
live
was like,
under a fucking big rock.
I also should know who Adam Brody is, and I like didn't until last week allegedly. So like, sue me. I don't know what's going on. Obviously.
Well, people are coming for my celebrity crush, and I'm gonna have to like defend my man and get in front of.
Oh, they're not coming for your celebrity crush. They're coming
Oh,
for your lack of awareness.
it's, that is not going anywhere anytime soon. So I'm not gonna be phased by that.
Okay, tell me what's going on, Chris. We need to talk about things. What's going on? What's happening? Are you hot? Are you bothered? Tell me.
I'm actually really bothered this week.
Okay.
I'm bothered this week. I'm bothered this week, and I'm bothered this week because I am tired of people calling someone a bottom as if it's a bad thing.
Mm.
Like when gay guys are calling someone a bottom in like a negative way.
It's like a derogatory
Like
term.
in a it's they
It's a slur. In the gay community, it
it
is a slur.
it like low key is, and I'm like, what's wrong with being a bottom?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being a bottom. The world revolves around bottoms. Like if there was not bottoms,
What would you do?
what the fuck would gay men do?
Right.
And like that doesn't feel good all the time. I'm like, I think that we need to give them a little bit of a round of applause
It's hard work.
for the fucking pain that they endure and the preparation. Like a bottom can't be a lazy bitch. A top is a top can be a lazy fucking pig and just come and be done with it. It's fucking hard work being a bottom. Like it
Yeah.
is hard work being a bottom. You have to mentally, physically, emotionally prepare for what is to come.
Yeah.
And I just don't like that people are coming for bottoms.
My thing about bottoms is that it's like okay, it's like okay. The gay
She's short
community,
circuiting.
the gay community needs to continue revolving around something, right? And it's tops, it's bottoms, but it's also the equation of the two, and it's like your verse, but it's like we need those two. We need everybody. Like it takes all kinds. However, like the thing is that anyone who bottoms at any time, whether you're a bottom or whether you're verse, it's so crazy to me because like I still like I have so many fucking gay friends and I hear everybody talk about this all the time and like I'm still confused about it because like I'll be out partying, right? And I'll be talking to somebody who bottoms and like I don't even want to call him a bottom because it's like this is so progressive of us, but I'm like,
what?
that's like not your whole identity. You're not just a bottom. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
also a thing. Like,
so
once you are identified as a bottom, it's like
you're
okay,
forever a
like
bottom.
that defines who you are as a
Yeah,
person. Like all
yeah.
you do is want fucking dick up your ass, and it's
Yeah.
like I'm actually a human fucking being. I'm not just a fucking
Yes.
bitch that wants dicks in me.
So, okay, so like it's like anytime I'm like out and I'm like with somebody who bottoms and they're like hammered, whatever, and then they'll be like, "Oh my god, I'm so drunk I didn't eat today." And I'm like, "Babe, why didn't you eat today?" And they're like, "Well, because I'm a bottom." Or because I'm bottoming or like whatever they're doing.
I'm anticipating bottoming. I'm at the club. I'm here to get dick, so I'm gonna bottom.
Like, I don't understand how that works. So like do people who bottom like just not eat? Like and that is still such like a mind-boggling thing to me because I'm just like for me
It's a commitment. It has
it
to
is.
you have to have a lot of self-control.
Yes.
Like I ate that cake right now. That is
like,
closed for business for the next week.
And you have to just like be constantly prepared. And it's like, how do you do that? Like, okay, so if you're somebody who is strictly a bottom, let's say you identify as a bottom, right? And you're in a relationship or like what, or maybe you're just like really fucking promiscuous or whatever you do. And like you're bottoming nightly. I'm like,
do you eat?
How does that work?
Do you eat?
Do you eat? Like I need somebody to explain to me how that works because I still don't understand it. And I'm like, but then it just goes to show like the work that they actually have to put in.
It's
like,
a lot of fucking work.
Justice for bottoms.
Yeah.
Like, babe, like that is like I can't even imagine because like also okay, like framing this from a straight perspective.
Justice for bottoms.
Justice for bottoms. Okay, I will say this as a straight woman, right? I've quote unquote, I'm not even going to say it because it's like actually kind of disgusting, but like I've quote unquote bottomed before, right?
Love.
We all know what that means.
Had anal.
Hi, I'm Cedar Champ and I've had anal sex.
Period.
So, well, I was a Catholic also, so let's keep that in mind. My thing is that like I know what works for me, what works for my body. I know like I need to just make sure like if I'm going to have anal sex, I need to eat a light breakfast or not eat, and I need to drink an abundance of coffee the morning of and maybe take a little bit of Adderall and make sure I have a very smooth bowel movement and I'm good to go night of, right? But that is still like a 12 to 24 hour window of preparation that is needed for something like that. And like as a straight person, like it's easier to anticipate that versus as a gay person. And so it's like I know what the struggle is like as someone who is a straight person who's not doing this regularly. And so I can't even imagine what the psychological warfare would be for somebody who does this regularly and has to like basically be ready to go at any given moment.
I want to quickly say something because you just jogged my memory.
Mm-hmm.
When I was deep, deep, deep in the Mounjaro semaglutide
Mm-hmm.
game, as you know, you literally have zero appetite. You cannot eat. You don't shit for weeks. You
Mm-hmm.
don't shit for like literally 7 days. That is a great drug if you want to be a bottom.
Yeah.
Like literally zero preparation. You could bottom at any
Mm-hmm.
time of the week, and baby, you are golden. You're good to go. I
Yeah.
remember being like, I don't even know like what's going on down there, and then I was like, oh my god, I love myself. I love my body. I am like, I that is amazing. And then I just kind of trusted it and went with it, and I was like, this drug has a lot of really good side effects. Like
Yes.
I can bottom whenever I want.
Yeah.
And I'm skinny.
Yeah.
I can bottom whenever I want.
And this is like correlation, not causation, but like maybe that's why a lot of bottoms are like skinny little twinks.
Cedar, you can't say that.
Is that a slur? But I mean, like,
Not for you, but for some people, yes.
yes, but also it's like I said, it's correlation, not causation, but
Mm-hmm.
also like that is the stereotype, unfortunately,
Mhm.
of
And that's another thing. Like I feel like people identify me as a top because I'm tall, and people
mhm.
identify smaller people because they're a bottom. And it's like in the gay community there are, I mean, and this goes for straight people too, but based off of like your physical body, there are so many stereotypes and categories that you're automatically placed in because
Mhm.
of the shape and size of your body. And
Mhm.
it's like we need to throw that out the fucking window. I'm like, you could be a fucking 6'5" bottom.
Yeah.
I'm like, you could be a 5'6" top.
Because how jarring is it when you meet somebody and they're so unexpectedly like, oh yeah, like I'm a top, and you're like, what?
I honestly love that. I'm like, fuck
I
me right
know.
now. Like literally fuck me right now.
Yeah.
Like when I come across somebody like that, I'm like, okay.
Slay.
I'm like, okay,
Like,
are we,
yes.
where are we going? Let's
I'm
do this
so
right
happy
now.
for you.
I
Like,
like
I love your
I love a
confidence.
little plot twist. I love a little
Yeah.
curveball.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's fucking do it. Let's
Yeah.
go. If anyone needs any clarification on where I stand in this, because I know that this is going to be the next question for the year, I go both ways, girls. And I
Yeah.
know that there are some people that have so much conviction with the fact that like verse people don't exist. Like versatile people literally don't
It's
exist.
like
Like
saying bisexual people don't
it's like saying
exist.
bisexual
Yeah.
people don't well,
They don't, but like, yeah.
like
Just
I can
kidding.
flip
They
the
do.
switch like easily, and I feel like it's more dependent on like who I'm
Who you're
with,
with. Yeah.
but like I don't discriminate.
Yeah.
And
I do want to say also, if we want to address this, and please don't shoot me for saying this, but like there is some internalized homophobia that
with all of
comes with
this,
all of it.
with all of it,
Absolutely. And so, like, I have a lot of friends, like, especially friends that didn't come out until later in life. And like, they're like, I'm a top, I'm a top, I'm a top. And then I every single gay person I know that like identifies strictly as a top in some way, shape, or form,
came
like
out when they were 32.
they're no, not only that, but then they have a phase like I get texts from gay friends weekly being like, I'm in my bottom era, and they've bottomed like once in the past 62 years of their life. And I'm right, like, right. And like, yes, but also it's like, it doesn't have to be so like right or left or wrong or
Mm-hmm.
right, or it doesn't have to be one direction or the other. Like, you can do all of it. If it just depends on the vibe, it depends on the person, it depends on like how you're feeling. And like, it's like, anyway, so it's good to explore, but I feel like a lot of people identify strictly as tops because they haven't even, because it's like too gay almost, right? Like, it's almost like too gay to bottom, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like,
I understand that, and I have met people that fall into that category where
yeah,
they're like they haven't come to terms with the fact that they're gay, and so they're like identify as a top. But also like it's really hot when someone can be like I'm a top or I'm a bottom just because like I fucking like it and that's what I like. Like there
yeah,
doesn't have to be a further explanation than that. And I'm right down the middle. Like I can do either or. Obviously, it's more difficult to bottom, and I'm kind of a lazy piece of shit. So I'm like, I would rather just like do the other. But no, there's a very very wide gradient of
Mhm.
reasons for why people are what way. But at the end of the day, like I don't think either is right or wrong, and like who gives a fuck? But like
Yeah.
I just think that we need justice for the bottoms and that we need to give them
Mhm.
credit where it's due. And I'm just tired of people being like calling bottoms in a negative way.
Yeah.
Like I will applaud a bitch. Like go off, do your thing. Like
We're so
that is
proud of
hard
you.
fucking work. And you know
Yeah.
what? Like yes, I am proud of you. I love you and I support you and we need you. So I love them. Cheers to them. Those are my divas. Those are my
Mhm.
babies. And that's it. That's my piece.
There's I really wish we had more time this week
I know.
because
I'm kind of
this
rushing this because I could talk about this for days, and I'm like,
it also leads into a conversation, guys. I've been trying to get Chris to have this conversation for probably like 8 months
wait, about
now,
what?
and he gets
You're
annoyed with
about to
me every
scam me
time
into
I bring it up.
something.
We're not going to talk about it today, but it is a conversation I
What is
really would
it?
like to have someday. And that is on the topic of douching. And I do think it is an important conversation to address, but unfortunately, we just simply don't have the time today.
We'll give you a sneak peek. We are still working out the kinks. There has to be a really good. There has to be a really good solution for that.
I know. And this is the
Honestly,
I
all it takes
I
for me is like a single, not a
we
single,
don't have the time.
a simple finger in the shower, and I'm like, a girl who knows her body is a girl who knows her body.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so true. And like I was saying, we don't have the time to go too far
Okay, are
into
you
depth.
hot or are you
Can
bothered
I
this week,
finish my
babe?
fucking
Are
sentence?
you
Thank
hot or
you
are you
so much.
bothered?
I would really like to wrap up what I was saying. What I was trying to say is that we simply do not have the time to go into depth on this. However, there is a deeper conversation to be had, and I also have my own experiences in which I will share. I will gladly share. And Chris will share his as well, but not gladly maybe. But
Gladly, I will.
that's a story for another day. If someone wants to submit that on our next Q&A, we would be so happy to have that conversation. But today isn't the day. Anyway, what was your question for me?
I was just wondering if you were fucking hot or if you were fucking bothered.
I'm hot this week. I'm hot this week.
Good
Okay.
for you.
I know. I'm really hot this week because I had this like big epiphany the other day. I don't know why it took me so long to come to this conclusion, but I remember when we were growing up, all of our parents and any adult figure whatsoever would say, don't believe everything you see on the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, I remember, like, I'm pretty sure it was involved in like ads at one point. Like, there were
Mm-hmm.
ads going around of like whatever, for whatever, I don't know. But the big thing, the big underlying thing, because the internet was so new, everyone would say, don't believe what you see on the internet, right? And I'm obsessed. I'm hot this week because I am obsessed with the fact that our entire generation, both millennials and Gen Z, and now honestly even boomers, because I see it happen with my dad a lot too. We all of us, every single one of us, believe absolutely everything we see on the internet. And I personally don't think that there's anything wrong with it because I'm like, the world is in such disarray and everything is so wrong and
And
chaotic
nothing is real.
and nothing is real. And so it's like, okay, I saw something on the internet and it was this guy talking about like Alzheimer's or something and dementia and how it's like allegedly directly correlated with like the popularity of fake butters, right? And I'm like, oh my God, facts. Like that's so crazy, right? And then,
What?
hold on. And he explained it in a
My mom
way.
literally probably eats like a tub of I can't believe it's not butter a day.
Hold on. So he explains it in a way that's like very hippie woo woo, like the government doesn't want you to know this kind of thing, like blah 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 blah, whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so crazy.
Like
Like
QAnon
slay,
vibes.
I'm gonna eat more butter. Like I don't care.
Yeah.
I've never shied away from fat. Let's be real. Like I drink full fat milk. I love butter. Like I don't give a fuck. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, even more excuse for me to eat butter. Fine. And then my sister sent me a TikTok like literally 6 months later debunking that it was about that specific TikTok, and it was this person debunking that entire TikTok that this like old man made and saying how like it was entirely false and blah 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 blah. And I like actually didn't even finish the whole thing, the second TikTok, that I didn't even finish watching the whole thing because I was like, oh, okay, it's not true. Moving on. Even though I just went like the past 6 months of my life like thinking that that could probably
So
possibly
you
be
are just
true.
believing everything that you see, even if it cancels out the previous one.
Yeah,
I love that.
because I'm like, it was like, do you remember just after the pandemic when like the CIA like released confidential files saying that like aliens were real, and everyone was like,
Aliens are real.
why is no one talking about this? And like no one was fazed by it because we just went through a global pandemic, and like it's something about like January 6th and like all this stuff was going on, and we were all just like, okay, sure, like sounds good.
Like,
And
what else can we
that's
take?
completely and entirely my mindset when it comes to the internet, whether it's one way or another. Like, I don't care if it's extreme left, if it's extreme right, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I don't fucking care, because
You're gonna
at this
believe it.
point, nothing surprises me.
Yeah.
And it's not that I believe everything, it's that I believe and I don't believe everything at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is real.
Nothing
Like,
is real.
nothing is real.
I will also say that TikTok has become such a trusted platform for me that if I see anything on TikTok, I'm like, I don't give a fuck if it's some random ass girl like in her apartment in New York City who knows absolutely nothing about what she's talking about. If she's telling me something and I'm watching it on TikTok, it's real.
That's the news, babe.
Like
that is the news.
that is she's right.
Yeah.
She is right.
Yep.
And you're correct. Like if 2 weeks later I see something that cancels that out, then that is my new truth.
Yep.
And that's what it is.
Yeah. And it's like, call me dumb if you want, but it's also like, okay, I said this as well. It's not just Gen Z. And everyone thinks like, oh, Gen Z's so dumb because they believe everything they see on TikTok. Hello. All of these like QAnon people, like my father, like getting his news,
Okay,
not even
that's
from
the shit that
hang
those
on.
people inhale is propaganda.
Yes, but it's like my dad, for example, I love him so much. God bless him. But like, he's not even getting this information from Twitter directly. He doesn't have Twitter. It's being fed from Twitter through other people to him. And it is Bible to him. Right. And I'm like, oh, LOL. Like, do you guys remember when you used to tell us not to believe everything that we see on the internet? And anyway, so the moral of the story being is that like, as hypocritical as we all want to be, every generation, every single one of us is doing it. And at the end of the day, is it horrible? Is it toxic? Is it like not ideal? Blah, 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 blah. Probably. But like, does it matter? No, because nothing is fucking real. There is no truth in this world. There isn't an ounce of truth in this world. Are aliens real? Yes. Are they real? No. Both are true. Both could be true. They are, obviously. But like, the thing is that like, at the end of the day, is there anything I can do if my lack of butter consumption is going to prevent me from having Alzheimer's? How much does that actually affect my day-to-day life?
I thought you said butter alternatives.
My lack of butter consumption.
I understand. Okay.
At the end of the day, is that going to change anything in my life right now? No. Unless there's legitimate science and data to back it up, and there's some professional somewhere that's part of like some group.
But then again, that shit doesn't matter either.
That's going to like ban the sale of fake butters so people stop getting Alzheimer's. Then like, great. I hope that happens. But like, am I going to be the one to do that? No. So does it affect me? Kind of not fucking really. It's like microplastics. Everyone's worried about microplastics. I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm still going to buy the fucking rotisserie chicken. Like, what am I going to do?
That is a really good point, Jen, because microplastics is like a buzzword that's going around right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
what are any of us going to do about it?
What the fuck?
I recycle. What else can I be doing? But at the end of the day, it's also has nothing to do with us.
Like,
and it has everything
we
to do
are
with the big
eating a
corporations.
bowl of microplastics at the Cheesecake Factory. Like, we are like that whole cake, mamas.
Microplastic Central.
Microplastic Central.
You're gonna be pissing credit cards out of you later. Like, yeah.
Like,
I saw someone on the internet say the other day that each individual person in the United States of America consumes about a credit card of plastic every week via microplastics. I know. Is it true? I don't know. Is it true to me right now? Yeah,
I don't
until someone
believe that.
debunks it,
I
then
don't
like I
believe
don't
that.
know.
That's a lot of plastic.
I don't know. I
A
heard the other day
week?
also that
I don't
they
eat
found
that much in a week.
I know.
Like
I heard the other day they found microplastics like in like semen too. Like it's in every ounce of our being, and it's like until something happens to prevent that, like what am I going to do about it? I
There's
recycle.
too much to
I
fucking
have
worry about in this world at the end of the day.
I have a water filter that allegedly like filters out microplastics, and
It
outside of
doesn't.
that, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
You are literally drinking out of plastic, so it is
1000%. My
plastic.
my water filter is microplastic, and the only reason I haven't bought the glass one is because I know I'll break it. So like, what am I supposed
Oh
to
my god, you know what
do?
I got today? Did I tell you?
No, tell me.
I got a water subscription.
Is it plastic bottles?
Glass bottles.
Slay.
I'm like, I can't live like this anymore.
Wait, that's gorge.
I know. Like I was like, I love that. That's being an
Rich girl.
adult.
That's a rich girl.
That's being an adult. That's not being a rich person. That's being an adult and prioritizing your health and prioritizing your hydration and prioritizing
Your microplastic consumption.
correct. And at the end of the day, Cedar believes in aliens and I have a water subscription and nothing else matters. And we believe everything that we read and see and hear and listen to and watch on the internet, just as everybody watching this should believe everything that we're saying.
Absolutely. I have one more thing to add.
Okay.
The thing I think that is the difference between our generation and older generations is that the older generations, when they see something on the internet and they believe it, they base their entire belief system off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And our generation.
And shove it down everyone's throats.
Exactly. And our generation, when we see something on the internet and we believe it, we say, okay. And we move on with our day until we find a reason later to not believe it. And then we say, okay. Because everything is true and everything is false all at the same time.
And nothing matters.
And actually, nothing fucking matters. What are we going to do about any of it?
We're going to go to sleep and we're going to eat really good food. We're going to go on vacation.
We're going to buy the chocolate cake.
And we're going to dance
we're gonna
around.
Eat the rotisserie chicken.
And we're going to believe everything and everyone.
And the glaciers are going to be melting and the hurricanes are going to happen and the earthquakes are going to exist. And like, that's just the world we live in right now.
We are so fucking stupid.
Recycle your
Recycling
plastics.
doesn't work.
It doesn't. We know that.
Recycling is a scam.
Because also what we all know, I think our generation
I do my
as a
part.
whole,
Don't come for me.
No, 1000%.
My apartment building doesn't have a recycle bin, but I still recycle.
But
there's like
what
17
we
different
all
types
know
of
to be
things.
true is that each individual's carbon footprint isn't big enough to amount to any amount of climate change that's happening in this world. And the criminals are the corporations and blah, 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 blah.
You are turning into
but like
Ms. QAnon.
these are all things that we know. And like as individuals, as the small people, there's really not a whole fuck of a lot that we can do about it right now. So like, why would we waste our time and energy stressing about it?
I'm sure I have a huge carbon footprint.
I'm sure that you do, specifically you.
Like specifically me, I am like.
Mine is so tiny.
You are one of those people.
I was thinking about it today. My carbon footprint is so small because I get my trash bags from Chris and I went to go put a trash bag in my trash can today. And I was like, it takes me personally probably about 8 months to go through an entire roll of like trash bags.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't produce a lot of garbage. I'm the same way with toilet paper, paper towel, like whatever else.
Oh,
like,
girl.
Even like laundry detergent, it takes me so long to go through anything. Like I've been living in this apartment for 2.5 years. I bought like a big thing of like hand soap from Costco 2.5 years ago and dish soap. Have not replaced either of them since because I don't use enough stuff. Like I don't use a lot of things. And like I'm
a wasteful. I love everything. I go through a roll of paper towels a day.
Big, and yours is the size of this apartment.
Like I love it.
Crazy.
I love using all my little things and as much as I can.
No.
I'm just like a big
consumer.
That like
American
monster that just comes through and I'm like, I'm gonna take as much as I can. I'm gonna use as much as I can. Like, I don't know. I like that.
I'm just not that way. I don't know why, but well, actually, I do know why, but we don't need to get into it. Should we address the questions provided by the people?
Let's address the questions
The
provided by
girls.
the girls.
Girls, 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 girls,
Okay, get
girls.
ready. We're going to answer some
Let's
questions. We're going to
answer your
answer some questions. We're going to
questions.
answer
We're going to get through them
some
so quick.
questions.
Here you go, Diva
Ooh.
Queen.
Okay, first submission is from Cedar Champ. Just kidding. Here we go. Hey divas, I've been casually dating this guy for 4 months and I had to move to another city for a couple of months for work. He comes to visit and tells me he loves me. I say it back, although I wasn't feeling it 100%. We have an amazing weekend, and when he leaves, he ghosts me for 10 days. And when I confront him, he tells me that he spoke very quickly and we're moving towards a traditional relationship and he doesn't want that. I didn't want that either. We agree to keep being casual and be non-exclusive, but now I feel that the thrill is gone and I feel a bit resentful and played. The sex is amazing though. What do I do?
Okay.
You are in a new city for a reason. And
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Like, go find someone in your city.
My thing is like if the sex is that great and if you can emotionally detach, there's no harm in letting him visit and
A
like
1000%.
play house and have really great sex once like for a weekend out of every month. Then just like enjoy dating and fucking other people in the city that you're living and have fun with it. But if you're emotionally involved, hot take, but like good sex isn't worth peace of mind. Good sex isn't worth mental sanity and clarity and stability. I just think that like if you can't emotionally detach, just stop talking to this
You know what? I
person.
love whoever you are who is this. I'm obsessed with you. I would have like done the same thing. Like if someone told me that they loved me and I didn't love them, I would probably say it back because I'm mental.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think that I would now that I'm saying that out
You
loud.
would. You would. You tell everybody you love them.
Anyway, but also I love that you confronted this person. But honestly, like I feel like you're answering your own questions at the same time. Like the thrill is gone. You live in a new city. Let's just break it down. Just fuck him or her and play like just who cares? And then once you're disinterested, they will automatically fall in love with you and the rush will come back. Everyone knows my logic on that type of situation. Once you detach, they come back. So I'm done
Do you
talking
know what?
about this.
Do you know what I love about our girls, about our Jens, about our Jenelinas? Do you know what I love about them? Do
Their
you know
little
what I love about
munchkins.
them?
They're gorgeous
Our
girlies.
girls is like even when they submit questions like that and they're like, I don't know what to do. They give themselves the answers
I know.
because you're all so smart and you all
The
already
girls are
know.
smart.
They're
They're really
smart.
smart.
They're smart.
They're smart and they're beautiful and they're
And
logical queens.
the answer is and always will be just detach.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. This person said, I want to be more mature about the situation I'm in, but I'm losing my damn mind. I recently got into a relationship, and this guy has been giving me pink flags. Like, not necessarily red yet. He's really not emotionally mature for his 38 years. Love that we're calling him out for his old age. Anyways, prior to him, my ex husband came back in my life to try to fix things. And of course, he hasn't changed. And even if he tried, it's not enough. He's still a liar, and I just thought he was different after 6 years of being separated. He gave me HSV2, which Chris and I Googled, and is a form of herpes. And I was recently detected last week when my doctor called me. I want to run and kill him, but I can't. You should. I'm sure he was aware and did not disclose that to me. I don't know what to do with this new person I'm seeing. We've been safe and using protection, but I feel like he just wouldn't understand and would judge me. I want out of the relationship and to figure my life out. It's so hard when I also care about him and wouldn't want to continue the relationship. I'm so lost.
Okay, I love you and I'm sorry that that happened. Unfortunately, I have some bad news.
I have some good news, but you tell the bad news first.
I have a theory that your ex only came back into your life to literally give you herpes. Like I'm sorry, but I think and I would fucking murder this person. Like
Yeah.
I think that unfortunately your ex only came back into your life to give you herpes. What do you think?
I think it's possible, but I think also like
That's where my fucked up mind goes.
with something like this, like I don't know. I don't know the statistic these days, but what I do know is that like allegedly a lot of people have it. It's like more common than any of us even realize. Allegedly, it's like one of those things where you don't really spread it unless you're having like an outbreak or like what I don't really know how the whole fucking things work. Well,
Same.
hello. How the whole thing works, but like I hope I don't ever need to know or care. But what I will say though is that like if you're fucking this other dude and you know he's going to be shitty and annoying and judgmental and like rude about it when you have a conversation with him about it, then like fuck this guy. Like why do you care about him so much when he obviously fucking sucks? Like this guy fucking sucks.
But
Like
also like, okay, so I have a lot going on in my mind right now.
tell us.
One, I'm just gonna like live in a reality where your ex gave you herpes on purpose, so we need to off him. But what I need you to do is, if you don't care about this person who's giving you pink flags, like, but you do, I'm not sure, I'm not following. She said that she like there's pink flags, but she likes him and respects him.
Yes.
Okay, there's pink flags, so let's just like accumulate that to a few red flags.
Correct.
So there's red flags, there's a few red flags. I think that what I would do in this situation, and it's probably easier said than done, is I would use this pink flag man as a resource to ease into having that conversation with someone. Like if you're kind of a little bit weary about how people are going to take this, like don't take it fucking personally. Like you need to remove yourself and your emotions from all of it. His reaction has nothing to fucking do with you. And you need to experiment and have this conversation with him. And if he receives it well, then I think that that would give you a lot of validation and would show his level of
Maturity.
and like commitment to you in a way.
Yeah.
And if not, then you will cross that bridge and you will learn how to navigate that. But
Yeah.
I think that you should use this person as a way to understand how that dialogue is going to go in the future with someone that you're actually
Mhm.
super interested in.
Yeah. Use this person as a learning experience,
Mm-hmm.
as Chris just said, but also know that in the future, like somebody who actually matters isn't going to be shitty about it.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not.
Mm-hmm.
And you wouldn't settle for somebody who is going to be shitty about it
Yeah.
because like let's be honest, if we're all adults and we're all having sex, we know how common STDs are. We know how easily they are, like how easily it is to contract an STD. Like we all are fully aware of that and it fucking happens. That's life. Like we're all sluts, we're all fucking people. Like that's just what happens. Your ex fucking sucks and I'm
Yeah,
sorry that
that's
that happened.
terrible.
But
But like, were
like
you fucking them at the same time?
but also if you were good for
I know. I'm like,
you.
let's get down to the fucking meat of
Yes.
it, babe. Like
Yes.
you're getting dick down by the ex and by Miss Pink Flag. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
No, we're happy for you, but also sorry for your STD virginity loss, I guess. And just take it as a learning experience and learn from it and grow from it because you know what? There's nothing you can do about it now. So the only way up or the only way from here is up. What do the people say?
I have no idea.
Perfect. Okay, great. We love you. We're proud of you.
We
And you're
love
going to use
you.
this. What you're going to do, what is the hot girl thing to do, is you're going to use this as a learning experience and you're going to grow from it.
Okay, we have another question. How to not feel inadequate when dating someone more financially successful? Okay, so that's a really good question. Obviously, you associate, I mean, everyone associates success in different categories, and clearly yours is around something monetary slash financial. If this is triggering you, which I can relate to because that's something that I associate success with. I've been in this situation and it does make me feel inadequate, but at the same time, it's always good to have those people as like a resource to kind of learn how they became successful. Um that's all I can add. I don't know. I don't want to sound crazy, but that's not a good feeling, and that's something that I'm trying to like navigate. I've tried to navigate in my life, but
I feel like this is very much like a guy problem to have.
Yeah.
Like, as a woman, I mean,
You're like, someone's gonna swoop in and just pay for the rest of my life, which I like would never, ever, ever, ever,
mm-mm.
ever let that happen. Like,
I could never, I can't foresee a future for myself where I'm financially reliant on another person. That makes me sick to my fucking
I
stomach.
just couldn't do it.
But for me, like, obviously, because I'm a young girl and I date men that are 800 years old, like, I'm used to that. Like, I'm used to the other person being more successful than me financially. And so, like, I mean, when I've dated somebody that isn't as, like, and I have a couple of people, I've dated a few people that, like, don't make as much money as I do or
Mm-hmm.
whatever the case is. And, like, I don't think about it. Like, I don't think about it. But what I will say is when I'm in the reverse, like when I'm dating somebody that makes a lot more money than me, like I still try to pull my own weight because that's just like unfortunately, that's just how I was raised. So like even like when I'm dating somebody who's super fucking rich, like and I hate to say that. That's like like I hate it when people say rich. Like that's gross to
That's
me.
like not a good word.
No, it's not a good word. So when I'm dating somebody that like
It's
is very
successful.
financially successful, every like third dinner I will offer to pay. And like 9 times out of 10, they won't allow me to. And like that's great and fine and whatever. But like I just feel like there's a difference between not being financially successful, quote unquote, and also being like cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, as long as you're not like a cheap fuck and you're not like expecting other people to like pay for you, then like
Yeah.
it shouldn't be a problem.
Correct.
Just try to pull your own weight when and where you can. And like, even if like they're getting the dinner and you're getting the ice cream afterward, then like slay.
Yeah.
Like, do a little nice something for them here and there. And that carries more weight than like you having money and like
Mm-hmm.
driving a Bentley.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Is it totally off the table to snoop in my boyfriend's phone? I 1,000 times out of 10 advocate for going through your significant other's phone. For me personally, in my ideal relationship, I'm the type of person where I'm like, here's my phone. Can you text this person back for me while I'm styling my bangs in the bathroom? Like, you have free reign over my phone because, like, if you want to snoop and if you see me talking shit about you, that's your problem. But like, if you want to snoop, what you're not going to find is me being shady and suspicious. So, like, if I'm giving you that security to know that, like, the worst thing you're going to find in my phone is me venting to somebody because of something annoying you did, like leaving the fucking toilet seat up, then, like, I expect that same respect from my partner. And if you don't have that, like, trust or that freedom, I guess, with your partner, then like yeah, go through the phone because there's probably something in there that you don't want to fucking see. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I would never like seek. I don't know. I've never done that. I've never like gone through someone's phone. Like I've literally never. I've never done that in a.
Must be really
I've
nice.
never done that in a relationship.
I've done it. I've done it
I
a
don't
thousand
know. Like
times.
I would like do the same thing. Like I would everyone knows the password to my phone. Every single human being that I'm friends with like knows the password to my phone. I'm like, here it
Yeah.
is. Like don't ask me a fucking again. Here's the password to my phone. I
Yeah.
don't care. I'm like anyone can go through my phone. You're going to go through it and in 2 seconds you're going to be so overwhelmed and bored and disappointed with what you find in this phone that I have nothing to hide, but I've never had the inkling to go through someone's phone. I actually don't care, quite frankly. I'm like, if you're cheating on me, this person's probably uglier than me and like you're not enjoying it and it has absolutely nothing to do with me. I don't care.
So yeah, long story short, if you feel like you should go through his phone, then go through his phone. For sure, go through his phone.
And if you don't care, I don't care about anything.
Yeah. But obviously this person does care if they're
Then
asking.
go through
So
the phone. Go through the
exactly.
phone.
Thank
Go through
you.
the phone.
Go
Get the
through the phone.
validation that you need.
I will say one time I did go through an ex's phone, and I've gone through many phones in my time. And one time specifically, I had been dating this guy for a short period, and he was like a motocross racer, which, like, what the fuck was I doing? I was a
I
freshman in
kind of
college.
love that.
And obviously, because he was a motocross racer, I'm like, this guy's got mad bitches. Like, what's going on in his phone? There were multiple texts from girls none of which he even responded to.
I love him.
Every single one of them left on read, and I was like, wow.
You're like, this is my knight in shining armor. Literally.
We broke up that weekend also for different reasons,
I
but
love.
anyway,
Am I reading
so
this one?
go through his phone. Maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised, but he also gave me the password to his phone, so like, that's another thing. Yeah, it's your turn. Okay, next question.
Don't you think falling in love is becoming more and more difficult every year? Yes.
1000%.
That's all.
Because we're all getting comfortable being alone.
Yeah.
And like, it's nice.
And it gets harder to like find people that you're aligned with as you get older and as you have like deeper things that become more important.
Okay, this person said, why do guys show you their photo roll when they like you? Honestly.
I don't know what that means. That doesn't apply to me.
I think it's a straight guy thing, and it's similar to a concept that I've talked about before, and it's like when a guy shows you a YouTube video of something that you have no fucking interest in and he thinks it's like the best or the funniest thing ever, and you're just sitting there
You're like, I'm missing the point. Am I supposed to laugh? What is this?
this is a waste of my time.
Yeah.
Like what else could I have been doing with this minute and 30 seconds of my life other than watching this stupid fucking YouTube video? It's the same thing. Like guys really, really, really love to like show you photos in their phone from like a trip that they took back in like 2014 with 3 of their friends that are probably gay, and like I don't know why they do it, but it is like so honestly disheartening because it's like the self-awareness that you lack is truly astounding. Like why would you think that this is something that I would really want to sit here and like look at with you?
I'm really grateful in this moment right now in time that that's never happened to me, because if someone showed me a YouTube video that I wasn't interested in, or if someone showed me their camera roll, I would literally be like, why are you Actually, one time this guy was going through his camera roll that I was hooking up with and was like showing me pictures of like his family at like a wedding, and I was like, cool. Like I didn't know how to respond.
Like cute baby, thanks so much
no,
for showing me.
I was just like, oh, that's really cool. Like, can you leave now? I literally was like so uncomfortable.
Take that experience and imagine
multiply it by
being a straight
1,000.
woman on any single date you've ever been on.
They show you their camera roll.
They'll like not their whole camera roll,
but they'll like go
they'll
through it and be like, oh, like look, this is when this happened. This is when that happened.
And you're like, I don't care. I don't care.
That's just like a stupid way to talk about yourself.
And
like there's much more creative ways to like show someone who you are than to go through their camera roll.
Yeah, just
don't do
sincerely, truly, and honestly, just lacking self-awareness and like not acknowledging that other people don't actually give a fuck about you that much, you know?
I wonder if I've ever gone through my camera roll and showed someone. Probably. Worst thing someone could have in his apartment, like a poster of Wolf of Wall Street, non-joking.
Any flag hung on a wall ever.
You know what I'm actually going to say?
Tell me.
It's more so for me, not something that he could have in his apartment, but what he is lacking in his apartment as an adult, as a grown man. There are certain things that adults need, humans need to survive.
Tell us, what are they?
I have experienced a lot of people not having basic necessities that you would find in a dwelling.
Like toilet paper?
Like, and I understand we run out of toilet paper, we run out of paper towels sometimes, but like,
I can't tell you the last time I ran out of toilet paper.
I'm trying to think of something without sounding like a fucking asshole, like a pretentious asshole. But I'm like, if you are 30 years old or older, just have like a set of glasses that match. Just have a set of glasses that match. Have a set of 6 plates that match.
That's asking a lot.
Have a set of 6 plates that match.
Have toilet paper. Have paper towel. Like,
I could go into depth. This is like my strong suit.
Clean bath towels. Have clean bath towels. Like a lot of straight men, like 35 or younger, I will argue, have one bath towel.
You know what actually I'm going to say? You need to have at least 2 pillows on your bed. You need to have at least 2 pillows on your bed. If you have less than 2, and if you have,
I would
and if
argue
you
you
have,
need 4.
I know, but I want people to think that I have a heart. But what I will say is, if you have a king size bed and you have queen size pillows on your bed or standard size pillows on your bed, I will not be getting in that bed.
Yeah.
And that's all.
Yeah.
So it's more so a lack of
A
what is
lack
there.
of.
A lack of.
But I will say, to answer the question, any form of any flag, whether it's a sports flag or the American flag or the Confederate
I just don't
flag
think that people
hung on your
know
wall.
how to live. They were just never taught how to live.
They weren't.
Like, honestly, if you go buy a set of 6 go to Home Goods. It's like $30.
It's so cheap.
Go get a matching set and you will feel rich. Like, you will
Mm-hmm.
feel like you will feel like Martha Stewart. You will feel like your whole fucking house is put together. It
Mm-hmm.
is literally a great feeling.
Okay, next
That's my piece of
question.
advice for the week.
How old is too old to date? I'm 29.
I'm not understanding the question.
I think this person is asking at what age it's like embarrassing maybe to like be dating. And for me personally, like
If you're not married, you're dating everyone. All like, you're dating.
I'm just like picturing all of us, like all of us girls in our 60s and 70s terrorizing like the old folks community, dating all the men there on a golf course somewhere in like Arizona or something, and like
Florida.
dating. I don't think you
No one ever
unless
stops
you're
dating or
married,
flirting unless
don't
you're
stop
like,
dating.
yeah, unless you're like in love with someone, then I don't think you stop dating.
Just keep like, I think it's
There-
chic
there-
to be. Have you ever met somebody and they're like, oh yeah, like my grandma's boyfriend, and like the
Mhm.
grandma's like 75 and
Yeah.
she had just like got a new boyfriend? Like,
Yeah.
that is such
I
a
love
slay.
that.
I love her. I love
No,
that
I don't think
grandma.
that dating
There's
is
not an
something. There's not
expiration
an
date.
I was just gonna say, it doesn't expire. There's no expiration date
Mm-hmm.
on dating. Like, if
Yeah.
you're single, then
Then and
then
don't
anything is free game, babe.
and don't carry shame in it. Just
Yeah.
have fucking fun with
Also,
it.
you're 29. How old
Yeah.
is this person?
29.
I'm 29.
Yeah.
I'm
Keep
not
dating
even.
and have
I'm
fun.
not even thinking about.
Not dating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I don't understand, girl. Go date until there's a ring on the motherfucking finger.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Okay, next question.
How does one tell a man that they have never made me finish respectfully?
I have an answer for this one. I feel like Chris doesn't.
I don't. This doesn't apply to me.
I don't think that you need to be respectful about it. I don't think you need to be respectful about it because the thing is that the female orgasm is neglected, and if you're not finishing, then like, what are you getting out of it? Like, what the fuck are you getting out of it if you're not finishing? And if you're not finishing, like, I need to understand also, like, are you, if you've been hooking up with this person and they've never made you finish, are you faking it? Because if you're faking it, stop that immediately. And what I would do, because I've been in this situation before, is I've literally told a guy when he's tried to like invite me over to fuck after we've hooked up a couple of times and I've not finished any of the times, I will say, I cannot continue sleeping with you if like you are not going to make sure that I get off before you do. And I don't think you need to be respectful about it, because do you know what isn't fucking respectful?
Wasting someone's time and not letting them come.
Not making sure that your partner is coming when you're fucking.
I can contribute to this conversation.
Please.
When I have like a sexual partner that goes beyond just some random freak from Grindr, I'm always like, how do you like this done? How do you like that done?
Yeah.
Like, one, I don't want you to think that I don't know what I'm doing. And it's like, everyone likes things done in a different way. And I'm like, I want to jerk you off the way you like to be jerked off. I want to suck your dick the way that you like your dick sucked. Like, I want to fuck you the way that you like to be fucked. And I expect that in return. Like, ask me the same thing. It's like, we need to normalize those types of conversations because everyone likes getting off in a different way.
Yeah.
And like, why would I sit here and have like an awkward sexual interaction with somebody if it's like not going to feel good, and then it's always going to be like the cycle of not pleasant sex.
What blows my fucking mind, and this is rampant among the straight male community, is that their biggest concern is them getting off. Like they want to make sure that they get off, and outside of that, they don't care what happens. And for me, it's just like, how fucking disgusting is it to like not care if your partner is even enjoying the sex at
Yeah.
all? Whether or not your partner is enjoying it, like don't you want to make sure that they're like finishing? Don't you want to make sure that they're getting something out of it? Like, don't you want to
Mhm.
make sure that they don't have to go home and like masturbate so that way, like, they don't feel like that was a waste of their fucking time? Like,
Mhm.
it's so disturbing to me to be so self-centered, to not care about if your partner is finishing or if they're enjoying the sex. And like, if this person, which this person clearly is not being considerate of you or gives a fuck about you and your experience during sex, then like, don't be respectful about it. There's no reason to be respectful when they're very clearly being disrespectful to you. So, however you need to approach it, what I would do personally is say, like I said earlier, I've had this conversation with somebody where I've said, I cannot continue sleeping with you if you are not making sure that I'm finishing before you finish.
Mhm.
And when I laid that out for this person specifically, he said, okay, what do you need from me to make sure that you finish? And I told him, and we worked through it. And I still never finished. And then we stopped sleeping together because this person didn't give a fuck about my pleasure during sex. And it was very clearly like, it's creepy to have sex with someone when they don't care if you're enjoying it. Like, that's very gross.
I also feel like for me, it's like part of my. It's like it's a category of self awareness where I'm like, okay, I want to make sure that this person is getting off in a way that they enjoy, because I don't want them to think that I don't know how to have sex
Yeah.
properly. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, I want to know how you like things done so I can do it right, so you think that I'm a good fuck.
Absolutely.
Like, right? Is that
Yes.
psychotic of me?
No, I think that that's super normal. I think it's super normal.
Like
It's like
I'm like,
the
because
motive
sometimes
is
people like,
questionable, but like the mission at the end of the day is the
yeah,
same.
the mission at the end of the day,
Yeah.
like I just gave away a fucking secret. But
Yeah.
anyway, cuz like I don't know, people when I've hooked up with more people than I'd like to admit, but like there have been numerous times where I'm like, that like hurts. Like I don't know
Yeah.
what that is.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I don't like that can't be comfortable for you.
Mhm.
I don't know. People are weird.
People are weird, and don't fuck weird people.
Just
Just don't.
and you can talk about it. We can all talk about it. We can all talk about
We
it.
can all talk about it. Okay. Girls, this is the last question of the night, and then we're shutting it down. Are you ready for this?
I'm reading her. My BFF won't invite my fiance to her wedding because her parents are homophobic. Should I still go? Okay, if my best friend, who I'm going to assume is a girl in this situation, if my best friend was inviting me to their wedding, but my fiance couldn't come, I wouldn't go. Like, that person is going to be my husband. He is the love of my fucking life.
Mhm.
No, I would be pissed. I would throw a
Yeah.
fucking fit and I would say, fuck you, fuck your parents, fuck all of you. I'm not going.
Mhm.
And I hope you have a
Yeah.
miserable fucking day. And I'm not
Yeah.
getting you a fucking gift. And fuck you. You're a dumb bitch. And you should control your dumbass, old ass fucking parents. Fuck
Yeah.
that. I would not go. I would be pissed.
I would understand from the perspective of being like, hey, I want you both there, but I need you to understand, like, this is my family, and unfortunately, they will be there. And so, like, please brace yourself for, like, what might come or what might happen. But, like, I want you to know I want you both there because I love you both dearly and, like, da 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 da, like, whatever. But, like, unfortunately, this is my family.
Like, you guys are going to have to pretend to be straight.
No, not even that, but just like you do your thing and enjoy yourself. But like if they act weird, just know that that's a possibility. That would be like,
But this person, I don't.
no, 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 no. I know. I'm just saying, like, from another perspective, like, as say I was the person getting married and I was in this situation, that's how I would approach it. But everybody would still be invited, obviously.
I'm going to have to experience that one day.
Yes, I'll never get married, so don't worry about it. Long story long, what I was trying to say is I feel like your friend is doing a disservice by like not including everybody and like intentionally excluding certain people instead of being like, this is my fucking wedding. I want the people there that I want there, and like my family's gonna have to suck it the fuck up. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
Do you disagree with me?
No, I just didn't think that deeply of it because it seems like this man doesn't have an
No,
option.
he doesn't. I'm
Um,
saying that the bride is being shitty. The bride or the groom or whoever's inviting this person, they're being shitty, they're being dumb, and I wouldn't blame this person for not wanting to go.
I wouldn't go. If you told me that if my best friend told me that I had no option and that I couldn't go, or that my partner couldn't go, I would be like, okay, I'm not going.
That adds another layer to it too, where like this guy is engaged to this other guy.
No, that's why I'm
Like
saying, like, if it was my
that's
boyfriend, I would be like, if it was like a boyfriend or someone that I was dating, I'd be like, okay, like, cool. Please give me a night without him. Like, I'm taking it. Like, I'm
yeah.
going, babe. Sorry. But
Yeah.
like, if this was my literal fiance who I was engaged to, I'd be like, fuck you, and then I would be
Yeah.
petty as fuck, and you wouldn't be invited to my wedding.
Yeah. I obviously took a different route with that answer because this is something that I've like had to think about. But like at the end of the day, wow.
Did
I've
you just
never
have a
been
stroke?
I've never been so grateful for my family because they're insane people, but like at least I know that like first of all my mom is the sweetest person on the face of the earth and she loves everybody regardless of like who you are and who you love. But like my dad, like who knows what's going on with that man. But like at least I can trust him to be around my gay friends without being an absolute fucking prick. So like to go that far to like not be able to invite certain people to your wedding because of your family, like that's so fucked.
That's also weird, in my opinion. I'm not gonna
No,
get
it's
into it.
weird.
That's also weird.
No, it
Like,
is weird.
how like get a grip. You're an adult. Have like shake your fucking parents and be like, get the fuck over it. Like,
Yeah.
why are you not like? I yell at my parents all the time. Like, yell at your fucking parents and say,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up. I'm getting married. Like, that's weird
And
to
it's
me.
not about you. Tell your parents, like, it's
Yeah,
not about you. Like, this day isn't about you. And if you have
yeah.
a fucking problem, then also
Grow
you
up.
don't have to be there.
Yeah.
Like, you
I mean,
know?
we don't know the full story,
We
but like
don't.
maybe
We don't.
who
But,
knows?
well, you know what? Fuck it. I don't fucking care that
No,
we
I
don't know
don't
the full
care. I'm gonna
story.
go off of what I'm reading, and
Yeah.
I would crash out and say fuck
Yeah.
you, and I'm not going.
Yeah. So fuck this person.
Yeah.
And if you already bought the wedding gift, then fucking return it because fuck this person. Okay.
Okay, okay,
Girls, girls,
okay.
girls, girls, girls. What's their homework?
Turn into a bottom.
Yell at your parents.
Yell at your parents if you don't agree with something that they say. It's our job in life to educate our parents. And honestly, they are more receptive to our opinions than we think. What else is the homework? Believe everything
Believe
that you
everything you
read.
see on the internet.
Yeah.
And if you've strictly been a top, then try being a bottom. Okay, girls, we love you so, 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 so
We love
much. Follow us
you.
on Instagram, rate, subscribe, like, do whatever you need to do. Give us 5 stars. We love you. And thank you so much for
Thanks for
submitting such
tuning
good
in. Oh yeah,
questions.
and submitting good questions.
Yes.
We only answered like literally 10 questions. We have a lot more to
And it
go
still took
through.
us 40 minutes to
Yeah,
answer
Jesus
them.
Christ, I told you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay. We love
love
you.
you.
Okay.
Mwah.
Mwah.